Hello and welcome to another episode of The Way We Saw It from the ferry port of, Martin needs to help me. Paquera. We're going to take the ferry boat to Puntarenas today. It's actually, we are on the peninsula of Guanacaste in Costa Rica. And we drove the last days from Samara to Santa Teresa, where we spent some days lazing at the beach. The beaches here are so beautiful. You lie on the beach and then suddenly a whole monkey family comes to the beach and climbs through the trees, and you can observe the nature. It's really, really beautiful. So today we are, as said, going to Puntarenas and then further south to Dominical, where we're going to stay another night. And then from that Dominical area we're going all the way south to Monteverde, where we... No?
Not Monteverde, Corcovado.
Corcovado, of course, to Corcovado. Not Corcovado in Brazil, that would be a little bit too far south. Corcovado in Costa Rica. And there's a beautiful national park where we will stay another 3 nights. So let's hit the ferry and cross the sea that we're going to take around an hour.
And as Fridtjof said, in Santa Teresa we only stayed 2 nights to chill at the beach. Santa Teresa is like a surfing spot. A lot of North Americans are there. There's really good food, excellent restaurants, rather pricey. And the very special point there is that it's super dusty. They have a non-paved road going through the village and a lot of cars driving through, and these quads, a whole lot of quads, and it makes such a dust that it's nearly impossible to breathe there. So there's maybe something that needs to be done on that extent in Costa Rica. Boarding actually, because the car only includes 1 passenger and 1 passenger has to walk. So I'm going on foot, giving my ticket, gracias, and I'm walking in the ship. And Fridtjof is waiting with the car. So here's Fridtjof driving in. He's that one. Let's see if he has to go to the cellar. Yeah, he has to drive to the cellar. Oh dear. And here he's coming from the cellar.
This is the first ferry boat with a basement. There's another deck under this.
Yeah, I told them.
Under the water line. That's very spooky somehow. So here's a coffee. It's only filter coffee, unfortunately, but what can you do? And I don't know how old you are. Maybe you know the times when this was called Rider, but now it's called Twix. And here actually, it comes from a deep freezer, so it's always fresh. That's good. Cheers.
Pura vida. Always on time in Costa Rica. Sharp 11 the boat goes. And there is Puntarenas, where we are heading now. It takes about an hour's ferry boat ride. On the way to Manuel Antonio and Dominical, there is supposed to be crocodiles downstairs or down there on the river. And there's a lot of people watching, and we cannot actually see any crocodiles. So that was the crocodile bridge on the way down to Dominical.
We saw already crocodiles in Sumidero Canyon.
Yes, we did. You can see the video here to Sumidero Canyon, where you really can see crocodiles in their natural habitat.
So this is also their natural habitat. Unfortunately, we cannot stop to have a look because we have all our bags in our car. And yesterday we were at the beach, parking the car, and we had nothing in the car. But still, somebody opened the car and went through our car.
Yeah, we could see a footprint on a seat.
On the seat, exactly. And when you rent a car in Costa Rica, they always take the cover from the trunk away, so you don't even get the idea to leave anything in the car. But so far, Costa Rica is very safe, a safe country. You just have to follow the rules.
So we had a little pit stop at Jaco. It's Jaco or Jaco, I don't know how they call this beach town. Beach town, very inspired by American culture. A lot of hamburger joints. We had food at this Paddlefish brewery. Burgers. We just arrived to our hotel and we have a monkey delegation welcoming us here. They look like capuchin monkeys.
It's itching, huh?
It's itching, huh?
There's another one over
there. And there's
there,
another one coming down there.
How funny.
And this whoopla.
And it's called Eco Lodge.
Eco Lodge Casa de Tucan.
So it's really like an Eco Lodge.
So we have to close the windows at night so they don't steal our stuff. Welcome to Casa de Tucan.
5:30, long ride.
We have now reached our destination near Dominical on the Pacific coast of Costa Rica.
And how many kilometers was it today? Or how many hours? I think like 300?
No, not so long. It was about 3.5 hours with 1 hour ferry boat. So it was 2.5 hours driving, maybe.
And we have reached, as Marty was saying, our final destination now. And this, it was more.
Yeah, it was more.
I think it was
1 hour to the ferry, then 1 hour ferry, and then 2.5 hours. So it was 4.5 hours.
Anyway, now we have finally made it, and you never know when you book something on Booking or on these platforms what you will get. But this time we were super lucky. I mean, just look at the view. We're just making a time lapse for you, which we will attach to the end of this vlog if it turns out well. But the sunset tonight was spectacular, and they have this little pool here which is just overlooking the whole sea and of course the sunset as well. And you can hear all these noises around, so we're in the jungle, and there's a small possibility that we might even see a toucan tomorrow morning for breakfast, because like people were saying there's always a toucan showing up for breakfast.
That's why the name of the hotel is
Casa de Tucan. We will put you the link for the hotel in the video description below, so if you're in this area, definitely come by, it's really worth it. And many of you were actually asking, how long are you going to travel? And that's actually a really difficult question to answer. We are on a trip around the world, and the plan was 2017 to do Latin America. And now we are traveling exactly a year. Our journey in Latin America started on the 3rd of February. And now it's 1 year is over, and we have decided that we are going to spend the summer in Europe to see our families and friends, which we are really missing a lot and want to see them again. So on beginning of May we are traveling back to Lisbon, going to Germany, going to Switzerland, going to Finland, Greece, and also Italy. Visit all these countries before we will resume with our Latin America trip in, we don't know, maybe Brazil, maybe October. Mexico, in October, where we will enter, if it's going to be Mexico or Brazil, we don't know yet, depends also on the flight connections, etc. But you see, our trip is definitely not at an end yet, and we have still a lot of continents ahead of us. So this was maybe a little bit an answer to your question. Thank you very much for watching this vlog again today, a traveling vlog from destination A to B. And please press the like button, that would be great if you can do so. If you haven't done so, subscribe. Thank you to all the new followers. Safe travels.
Always.
See you soon. Bye.
You missing you.